with our setup, the normal connection process, select the modem, activate the channel, and then the training, and then the establishment of the call. So this is basically an overview of where we are. Oh, Tim?
Yes.
I've got a question on. Basically, the question was that if we integrate the Edge Guardian into the Edge Blaster at the ISP and with the modems in it,
yep.
The question was, is there an issue with the VPN software that would make it such that we would not be able to support the tunnel back out if it's embedded in one box? I thought that we had.
Right. Okay. So a dial-up user will come in through the digital modems, is what you're saying?
Right, and then go out to the ISP, or come in the ISP and go out one of the other links.
The only reason I brought it up, I mean, I'd already really I think I understand it, but we had talked about it earlier, and your slide just said y'all were planning on integrating that,
yeah.
And I was saying, well, based on what we learned, it's not going to work. In other words, the scenario is, you got a user, one of us, we're out on the road, we dial in with
right.
the EdgeSoft client,
yes.
We come in, digital modem, we're go through the EdgeSoft client, so we're VPN into the VPN card, and we need to FTP a file from, let's say, our office, in our remote office, the sales office. The sales office is connected to the internet via a VPN on a N3K tunnel coming
right.
into the VPN. So we come in via the EdgeSoft client, the VPN card. There's no way for it to turn us around and go back out the same card out to the office.
Right.
So the solution that y'all were put in wouldn't
work. The original software for the Red Creek card was
the inverted,
to go that way.
Non-inverted software, right?
So it's there. It's not a big hitch to put it in, is it?
Right. Well.
Well, I guess. Okay, that's the issue. That's one of the things that we're negotiating with them is to essentially allow a switch that would allow you to have either or both.
Yeah.
So that if we did that, then I think that would solve the problem.
Well, we're in our infancy, so
yeah.
We've got.
Tim, do you know what happened to that? Do you have an icon for that, or do you want to start it up again?
Oh.
Mary Jane?
Yep.
Is drop and insert still going to be supported?
Yes, it will be. It will be in FCS. We're testing it right now. So that's another feature that we're using. So basically with FCS, you'll get drop and insert, you'll get the modems, you'll get the relay, you'll have the arm-on support, and whatever else you have in the Edge Guardian. So those are the things we're working on right now.
One issue was bridging support.
Right now, bridging is one of those things that keeps going up on the table, off the table. I'd like to hear your comments, if you, whether this software can live as being only an IP or an IPS thought. Let me tell you, some of the other things that we're working on for the fourth quarter are IPX. We're working on 802.1P and Q. We're working on LQM for the Edge Blaster. Right now, that's not there. We're working on BGP, but BGP may turn out will most likely be the first quarter of '99. So the major features are going to be the IPX. Oh, and there's QoS is going to be in the fourth quarter.
How about frame relay casing?
Frame relay casing will be in this version, so that you will have second support and casing in this first release at MPS. The real QoS will be in the fourth quarter.
I moved to move on bridging.
Basically, I really appreciate any comments that you guys have, addressed about the Edge Blaster or Edge Guardian. To me, you've got my name on the front of the cover. It's mgreninger@Xyplex.com. If you can forward any comments that you have, I really appreciate that. I'll push forward and Simon. I think that kind of input from you is very helpful in planning where we go from here. So, Gary, do you want to take it from here?
Are you,
There
were
you
you,
go. So you're pointing out. So what screen do you want? Okay, hold on just a second. One of the things that you'll see on your status screen is the fact that this is a 4-port T1 card and it's got 64 modems, so that you can find out the number of modems that you have on the system through this status screen. And now in the digital modem status screen, basically we have, as I've indicated before, you'll see that the modems are numbered by stack and by modem number. So that stack 1 is basically on this side, stack 2 is on the other. And you'll see that here it's connected on the 3rd and the 4th modem. And you can see, whoops. You can see this particular connect rate at the, yeah, okay, so he connected at 48. We've got V90 and compression is 42 bits. This is the edge blaster. We're actually going into the edge blaster. He's got one more.
I have one USI external V90 modem going to the PBX, going to the telco, coming on ISDN line into the edge blaster, terminating on that. This is a V90 Yeah, this is actually. Yeah, it goes on. Yes, yeah. No, it's coming back on an ISDN line directly into the edge blaster. Yes, yeah.
So he's dialing into a public telephone number, or through a telephone analog line. He's hooked up, he's dialing an ISDN number that comes into our closet here, where we have an edge blaster with a 64 modems. And so his call now is coming through, and he's seeing this call being answered here.
I have two modems. One is a V90 modem, one is a K56 modem. That's
You have a location?
Yes.
yes, that's correct. Connected at 50,000 miles now, it's 2.6, but it's 8.6.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with data. The other one, browsing no, yes, that's because it's an asymmetric protocol. From the network side to the LAN, usually a lot of data flows. At the same time, the upload side, there isn't a lot of data in that LAN. So this receive is equivalent to the client side upload. So usually in V90,
Download is
it's
faster
6.
than
Yes, because with respect to the user, the download is faster than the upload. But this is a server modem. Here, the upload is faster than the incoming. Steve Lennon had taken names of the key people who had asked who had wanted to dial in the edge blaster. The radius entries had been updated. So if you have a modem, you could plug into one of these PBX and I could give you the number and dial in. You can see how many is connected.
Do we have anybody who wants to speak anything here?
We have 3 people volunteer.
Okay.
Bill, Lenny, and Larry. They're You've got the laptops
No,
here.
no, no. Ever since I downgraded my dial-up network,
It seems he went and downgraded his dial-up networking to make the client work, and now his dial-up doesn't work.
Okay, all right, so do we have anybody?
Anybody else with a laptop with a modem?
and I was probably the only one that
John, here, go for it. I don't think I made a list. I asked you this morning. That's right. Yeah, I can,
That's fine, anyone should be fine. But, these,
So you can get in the room then.
What that's on, boot response.
At this point, I've only got 2 people who are on the list that are willing to give it a try.
So why don't you do that, and then you can do it offline. Basically, just like to finish up, if you have any questions about where we're going from here.
I'd like to say, very good job. Very good job. I mean, both of you, really.
And this was after we had already installed it.
I couldn't believe how seamless they
Were you in
I gotta go over to
Well, I like to dial in, like,
Well, if we get you checking it out today, we won't take it away, we'll be able to do it from home in the future.
When you do
That's the
that,
whole
you
point.
put more details.
Okay, so I will add you, and I will add John, because you're already on the list, so if you can get a cable to that phone jack over here, you should be ready to connect. You've been calling in, haven't you? Digital modems?
Yeah, I'm on it already, but they're connecting in via the HR client. You're gonna authenticate them to the
No,
network.
what we're going to do is we're going to have IS put their usernames into the pool in the class to test out what's going on.
Say that way.
Yeah, you leave the class, we're gonna remove your class.
So what do we need? Need modems, regular dial networking stuff?
Yeah. Because you can dial into the digital modem.
Yeah, but, no problem. Yeah, just.
I get you guys okay?
Yeah, John will be,
I've got all my tab files. So I went ahead and tried it. Well, no, the first time, we said forget it, we said ignore it. One from NIC card, we said ignore it. I forgot to have my tab file. I had my CD drive. I said ignore it. That may have been a problem right there. So I said go ahead and go find the driver and work. If I can get it to that point where it will try to load that driver, whatever driver is expected, maybe it's like it's not in there. Apparently that VPN functionality is that's not because they
by the way, mine's pretty Oh yeah, I remember. Nice staff. Nothing looks like that, but you know, I haven't memorized it.
These are OEM cars.
Part of we've been doing the training, he's been actually working, he went to NBase Xyplex.
Let's see if I can remember what I did.
Yes.
IS, they fixed mine.
Carl?
Okay, hey buddy. Squeeze you. You're all set.
I'll go with that.
You're now an account on the corporate network. Brand new. Log in as Jay. Very first time logging in. It will ask you to change your password, hopefully. We've never tested this one. We'll find out. No. No, I think, wait a second. How do we do it on the corporate network?
Mark Pierce, because he's actually been helping me with this. He's
Alpha
gonna know what
and
you did. You can tell I'm trying to work out the tail to uninstall. Well, he's helping me write new versions of technical tips that basically walk the customer through the uninstall process. And who better than him, because he knows it. So, he'll be, I'm sure, when you say, hey, I was working with Ken, I was trying to uninstall my Dell networking, and I was myself,
But that'll be good when you leave here.
I'll pop in and see it. Perfect timing, I think.
I need to talk to Roy. What's up?
I think it's show and tell, you know.
Like at the accent.
Simon on how the ICD stuff really works. When he got done with his conference call, but I don't know if we're going to that's the only thing that's left.
Hello, sir.
Our sales rep trying to get me involved in a customer. That's what he takes it.
Well, I'll come and get you if something goes on here if you want. Yeah, okay. Okay, I mean, you guys are not ready or... Yeah, okay. Okay, good.
You're obviously our
That's a good question.
He said blue. Yeah, they moved them all.
When
My
you
motor
have-
was there.
A moment, Ease has issues with his client soft piece.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm
Yep.
I'm out of the loop on the client piece
Yep,
at this
okay.
point, okay?
All right, yep, I'll go check in there.
Yeah, we, Lorraine was,
Eventually, yes.
and then turn out radius.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, I'm glad. I just didn't get to follow up with you. As far as these checks, I'm not sure what the lens is set up here. Let's see if Kiri knows.
Literally win sort of.
Lorraine was selling
Southern Border Racing. You know,
Steve.
yes, sonny. I'm sorry?
No, 130. 138. Why? Well, my thing is
We just grab IS and right here. Make sure of it, or actually, somebody who's already done their dialing for their laptops should have it.
We'll have to change their ID.
Let me go find out.
Find out Lee. Is this a new room? Yeah, it's been 3,200.
Still one of them like over there.
What's to worry about?
Okay.
What's to worry about? 138 Venus is 132.
Right.
I trust whoever pays me. Yeah. You never are reported to the presentation. That's the guy you gotta trust. I was giving you 190 that one.
200 and
I noticed the training department is.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you have to, as an end user, I would buy it every time you want to go to a different location. So if you want to corporate in France,
Okay, they're putting in their lane.
Other Westers, they're 140 would say in 130, so we need to go see West, they said 130.
But you will need this to do your configuration. The DNS primary, and you'll do that dial-up stuff.
Dave Nugent. Los Angeles.
Good job, right?
So we would have to do 1,200, yeah, two. But we would have to get up to you first, and we'd have to
Steve,
set up.
Out building, yeah.
I've already set up to allow you to come in. We can do this right now. You want to tell us?
Yes,
Oh,
Please check your
there's one more here, one try.
Did you see those? For our fiber? No, what's up? Frontier Global. Trust Communication is, there's one of them works with us, but they're by work. And they've mostly 48 with 2.5 gig pipes from Frisco to LA. Like that, to go live date. So I'm thinking that with Quest already knowing us, what this plan is, we can go to segments and half of it. Be a nice little package. Yeah. Stuff these guys have in their back pockets. Holy shit, yeah. There's places here to be money, make money. Big time. But this marriage is. We should at least
I'm glad you did it. We've been right there for a long time.
And then the actual sending of the data, and authenticated data, which we use a thing called ESP, Encapsulated Security Payload Protocol, and a couple of other acronyms there, DARES, the data encryption standard, which ESP uses, and the HMAC 85, which is basically the authentication procedure that it uses. And I'll go into a little bit about each of those. Now, this is a good slide because I'm totally wrong here, and I say both at least a year to conclusion, but actually yesterday they put forward all the specifications for the standard. So it takes a little while for them actually to become RSCs, but at least all the documents are now finished and they've been put forward. I've got a little bit that says, here's all the documents, this is the email I got yesterday, which says, these are all the documents which have now been put forward. And they're pretty much what I've got there, so I'm pretty close. There might be one or two that have had minor changes since I actually printed those out. Leaving at that point, that's why I was saying then, obviously I was saying we were going to have to build products, but clearly we're pretty close, and now we've actually moved to that section.
Can we turn some of the edge guardians off so we can hear better?
Say that again, so
Can we
stuff
turn some of the
oh,
equipment off so
turn
we
some
can hear
off,
better?
yeah, it's pretty noisy. Can we just turn it off?
Yeah, you
I don't know, there's none of the coordinators are here.
Turn the chassis off.
How about this one again? This is probably
We'll leave that one on.
Chassis.
That one's got a problem with
okay, we'll leave it.
Oh, God.
Chassis.
Good idea.
What's that noise?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now some of this stuff I said yesterday, so as we've got limited time, we'll zoom through it. But basically, IPsec is designed to provide secure IP. That's really what it's around. Now, documentation-wise, this is something from what we call the documentation roadmap for IPsec. There are so many different documents and standards there put together that they try to give you an overall document to actually piece some of it together. Now, this doesn't really help you on its own, but it's there again for completeness. Really, there's an architecture document, basically describes the whole, pieces it together, shows you how it should work. You read that document on its own, doesn't mean anything at all. Completely expects you to have read all the other documents before, which is kind of typical of the IPsec stuff. But you can do it as a kind of an introduction. The real meat of it gets down into really this part here, which they put at the bottom of their picture, of course, just to make it more confusing. But really, this happens first and is about the most important part of it, which is the key management. This is how you set up these security associations that we've been talking about. Inside, we've got these two different parts, which are how we send the data once the security association is set up. And they also point to then encryption algorithms and authentication algorithms. The reason for having some separated that like that is so that we can add new encryption algorithms as new ones become available, as we decide that the older ones aren't strong enough encryption for us in the future. And then there's DOI, which is a domain of interpretation, which is basically defines all the numbers and things like IP and all the different parts of the IPsec documents they use in the whole process. Now, the VPN standards, these are really the main standards that we're interested in the VPN part. ISACAMP, ISACAMP's the thing for the key exchange, pretty important there. ESPs for sending the data, obviously DIS encryption, lots of standards with that. Digital certificates, which I'll talk more about. Digital signatures, again I'll talk more about. The hashing algorithms for doing authentication, and the Diffie-Hellman key exchange is another part which is used in quite a few places in the whole process. So again, you can see there's quite a lot of mixture of different standards all being pushed together. What I'm going to try and do is actually try and give you help to solve some of the confusion around and piece it all together so it makes a little bit more sense than it does when you just see the whole thing first. I'm sure there should be a picture there where it says picture, but never mind. There's always an old version of the presentation somewhere. Imagine that way.